I'm champion, but I haven't yet to fight for the belt. You know, I was given the belt, and I'm finally getting what I want, finally getting what I deserve, and that's unification.
I want everything that he has, you know.
Yeah, I didn't care what champion it was. I told my team, I was like, just get me one of them champions.
I like when people are doubting something. I want to prove them wrong.
You know, it's nothing I never seen before. Typical pressure fighter, I feel like he only know one way, and that's forward.
We'll see. Maybe I'll run around and box, you know.
You know, I'm here to stamp my legacy, and like I said, show the world I'm the best in the world. You know, have my name up there with the Greeks.
For me, it's like sink or swim, do or die. I'm going all in this fight. It's no play, no game.
You're gonna see though. You know, I'm bringing back them belts home to Philadelphia.
My perfect plan will be to get the victory, get all the belts. Next day, I'm flying home and straight to the hospital and take a baby out. That will be a perfect scenario.
All right, we're just moments away from our main event. There's a good look at Eimantas Stanionis and Boots Ennis. I mean, Chris, both these guys absolutely shredded.
Yeah, both these guys shredded, both these guys ready. And look, so much on the line for both. Such a terrible year last year for Boots Ennis. Inside the ring was 2-0, but didn't look great either one of those fights. Outside the ring, everyone was talking about the Bergler-Ortiz fight, the decision not to take it. And for Eimantas Stanionis, back in 2022, everybody looked at him as maybe another potential star in the 140-pound division. Got a great win over Radza Butayev. Then came the entire 2023 where he couldn't secure that fight against Bergler-Ortiz because of health issues. 2024, he fought once. He's 30 years old. He has seen some prime years wasted away. I can tell you, talking to him this week, he is hungry to get back on track.
And look at Stanionis. Look at how big he is, the wide shoulders. These are two guys that are in the greatest shape of their lives. But look, I think the rehydration is going to serve Boots Ennis a little bit more. He's a taller fighter with the wider shoulders. But look at those shoulders right there. This is a man that doesn't carry big knockout power as far as one punch, but he can put them together. He's a pressure fighter. Great chins on both these guys as well. Pinpoint accuracy. It can end in a knockout or it can go all the way to decision. It's going to be a great fight.
And with that, it's time for our tale of the tape for the main event of the evening, live from Atlantic City, New Jersey, at the famous Boardwalk Hall. Boots Ennis, 33-0, 5'10" tall, taking on Eimantas Stanionis, who's 5'8". He's 30 years old. Both these fighters undefeated, both of them in their prime, both of them world champions. Get ready, ladies and gentlemen. Will we see a fight of the year? Let's go to David Diamante.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we honor both undefeated world champions with their respective national anthems. We begin tonight with the national anthem of Lithuania. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I will ask everyone who's able to please rise and remove your hats. As international recording artist from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Suzanne Christine sings her rendition of our national anthem. Suzanne Christine. Ladies and gentlemen, Atlantic City, this is the moment of truth, and there's no turning back. Now entering the arena, the WBA welterweight champion of the world, Eimantas Stanionis.
Lithuania has about the same population of Houston, Texas. There's never been a boxing champion from that country until the man you're looking at right now. Eimantas Stanionis has already beaten the odds to be as good as he is, Chris Mannix. Can he beat the odds again tonight? He's a 6-1 underdog and topple Boots Ennis.
I think he's got a great chance to do it. There's a tremendously talented young fighter, former European gold medalist, 2016 Olympian, 15-0 as a professional. The only thing that has stopped Eimantas Stanionis from climbing the ranks is bad luck and probably some political inactivity that's occurred in boxing. But this guy, he is the real deal. He is a pure pressure fighter. All gas, no brakes is what he said this week, and that is exactly the type of fight I expect from him.
And And now entering the arena, here is the reigning, defending, undefeated IBF welterweight champion of the world, Jaron "Boots" Ennis.
I see you, City Joe. I see you.
He's coming out to the Undertaker's music, and his nickname is Mr. Catch a Body. Sergio, he's got that look of confident swagger as he makes his way to the ring.
That's exactly what Mr. Catch a Body should be aiming for, is the body of Stanionis. Stanionis has a high guard, which exposes the ribs. That's what he should be looking for. I think Stanionis has a soft spot for downstairs. Boots better aim for it.
Undefeated IBF welterweight champion of the world.
It's fight day. It's that time to show out, time to shine. Remake home these 2 more belts, the WBA and the remake is in. Please do not get out y'all seats. I don't want y'all to miss nothing. You know, do not get out y'all seats, don't blink, don't get popcorn. You're gonna run right into a rock. Everybody stay in y'all seats and do not miss this beautiful performance.
Here comes the man many believe is destined for superstardom. Jaron "Boots" Ennis, 33-0 with 29 knockouts. And Chris, he has promised tonight will be his defining career moment.
He's got Tyrese Maxey, Philadelphia 76ers guard, rolling alongside him. Look, Boots Ennis is a special fighter. There have been a lot of very good to great fighters coming out of Philadelphia. Names like Joe Frazier, Bernard Hopkins, Meldrick Taylor. For a long time, Boots Ennis looked like he was on the path to being potentially on that list. Last year was a tough year for him, both inside and out the ring, but you are only as bad as your last fight. We have seen countless times, whether it's Dimitri Bivol, whether it's Teofimo Lopez, when you have an off night, you bounce back with a big night. Everybody forgets what happened before.
Short-term memory as boxing fans had, and that's with the fan-friendly style that Boots Ennis has, and chasing the KOs, you're bound to get hit, but he can shut a lot of people up, and that's exactly what he has in mind. I'm gonna show y'all is what he said. Now's the time to show everybody and show out.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the iconic Boardwalk Hall here in America's Playground, Atlantic City, New Jersey, USA. We are live on DAZN for the main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing scheduled for the IBF, WBA, and Ring Magazine Welterweight Championship of the World. It's all being brought to you courtesy of Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing in association with Tom Brown's TGB Promotions. We're sponsored by Bet Online, Everlast, El Mexicano, O'Reilly Auto Parts, Riyadh Season, Visit Atlantic City, and Drip. This bout is sanctioned under the auspices of the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board. The commissioner is Larry Hazard. The International Boxing Federation, the president is Daryl J. Peoples, the supervisor is Malvina Lathan, and the World Boxing Association. The president, Gilberto Jesus Mendoza, the supervisor is Jose Oliver Gomez. Introducing your 3 judges scoring this world title unification from ringside. From New Jersey, Mark Constantino. From Connecticut, Glenn Feldman. And from New York, Kevin Morgan. And at the sound of the bell, your 3rd man in the ring, referee David Fields. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the stage is set and we are here. This is it. The time has come. I said the time has come. From the 4 corners of the world to the 4 corners of this ring right here at Boardwalk Hall, Atlantic City, New Jersey. The fight starts now! Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. He wears black with silver. He scaled 146 3/4 pounds. Professional record, perfect. 15 fights, 15 victories, with 9 of them coming by way of knockout. Tonight, he makes his 2nd defense of his world title. Here is the 2016 Olympian fighting out of Kaunas, Lithuania, the reigning, defending, undefeated WBA welterweight champion of the world, Eimantas Stanionis! Stanionis! And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner. He wears green, white, and gray. He scaled at already 146 1/2 pounds. His professional record also perfect. 33 fights, 33 victories, with 29 big wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight, he makes his 3rd defense of his world title. Here is the popular, skilled, and hard-hitting welterweight phenom, proudly fighting out of and representing his home of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Introducing the reigning, defending, undefeated IBF welterweight champion of the world, Jaron Ennis!
Okay, gentlemen, we're scheduled to box 12 rounds for the IBF and WBA welterweight championship of the world. Going over the rules in the dressing room, I expect you to obey my commands at all times. Most of all, protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves, good luck.
So many incredible fights have taken place in this building in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Holyfield Foreman, Tyson, Spinks, Pavlik, Taylor, Gotti, Ward, ladies and gentlemen. Dare we expect another thriller? This is for the unified welterweight championship of the world. Eimantas Stanionis and Jaron "Boots" Ennis. Could we see a fight of the year contender? Here we go. 12 championship rounds between 2 undefeated champions.
They see Eimantas Stanionis is going to try to set the pace of this fight early. He is a pressure fighter and wants to come forward all night long.
And you can see Boots Ennis coming out from that orthodox stance, right-handed. I personally think he's a better southpaw. And against fighters like Stanionis, you want to give him the different looks. You want to give him a different perspective. You know, he probably expected Boots to come out southpaw, coming out orthodox.
And you see Boots early on aiming a little bit for that midsection. That's the one area that's open in this sort of shell defense that Stanionis fights in.
Stanionis' motto in this fight, all gas, no brakes. He promises to take the fight to Boots and not go backwards.
Yeah, but with a model like that, all gas, no brakes, you're bound to run into an accident, you know? Guys like Boots, they love that kind of stuff. That's food for them, man. Stanionis needs to be smart with that pressure, which he is. That's the thing about him, and behind that ramrod jab. But you can see that Boots is looking for that uppercut already. I mean, stabbing him down with the jabs to set up that right uppercut. Those are money punches by Boots.
And that uppercut got a smile out of Stanionis, who again, his wife is due any day with a baby. In fact, she was due 3 days ago.
Love that body shot around the guard by Boots. In his last fight,
oh, nice counter left from Stanionis.
His last fight, Stanionis, he kind of got touched up in the body in those middle rounds. I love the fact that Ennis is already touching that body early.
The criticism for Boots in his last fight is that he was getting hit too often and too cleanly.
Because he fights to his competition, man. He needs to be motivated. He's not motivated by a guy that he went 24 rounds with. You can definitely see how sharp he is against Stanionis. He's not going to get touched in this fight unless Stanionis forces him to get touched. And you can see right now Stanionis is not really throwing the shots that he normally accustomed throwing so early.
And Chris, Boots looks bigger, doesn't he?
Yeah, it looks like he's rehydrated really well, and that's a part of this. For the last 3 or 4 fights, Boots Ennis has fought under IBF rules, which has required a 10-pound rehydration the next day. Because this is a unification fight, that 10-pound rehydration clause goes out the window. So he's been able to rehydrate perhaps a little bit more going into this fight.
Yeah, he was asked yesterday what he was going to have for breakfast the day of the fight. He said everything.
Yeah, and at the weigh-in, he looked like the smaller fighter, thinner. You could see that Stanionis was bulkier around the midsection, around the torso area, but rehydration, man, is key. And the fact that they don't have to just do 10 pounds and actually do your natural weight, that's all advantage for Jaron Ennis.
Fight Night on the Zone, brought to you by that prize guy.
Look, straight bite, straight to the head, coming up there. Yo, go around.
And this is what you want to see from Ennis right here. Around the guard, that body shot right there. Didn't look like much, but that's going to set up uppercuts the farther this fight goes, because the pressure's only going to get more consistent, and hooks like that, those are the 2 best punches from Eimantas Stanionis, are the uppercuts and hooks. The longer this fight goes, the more violent it's going to get.
You heard Drawn Boots and his father tell him, hey, he's ducking his head, try and catch him with that uppercut.
Yeah, that's how you turn that high guard, that peekaboo defense against him. He hunches over and he has there's a way for the uppercut to land.
Boots has been able to keep Stanionis at bay with that long jab.
Yeah, which is fended off the jab of Stanionis, which is his best weapon. He's one of the best jabbers in all of boxing. Lands about 10 jabs per round, connects at about a 36% connect rate. That's a major weapon for him, not just in scoring shots, but setting up other ones.
Not only that, but you're using your advantages, your height, your 6-inch reach. That's what you want to do with your Boots right now. Keep this fight in the middle, ring, stay off the ropes, and keep popping that jab and looking for that left uppercut. See, this is going to be a fight where, of course, the Matador is going to have the advantage over the Bull, because the Bull has slower feet. Stanionis has slower feet, flatter feet, and he cuts off the ring really great going to his right. But as a southpaw, Boots going to his right, he's not as easy as cutting off the ring going to the left. So you could see right there that when Boots went to his left, he kind of tripped up a little bit, Stanionis.
This is the 9th consecutive fight in which Stanionis is facing both height and reach disadvantages. Ennis 2 inches taller, 6-inch reach advantage. Nice left from Stanionis. And then a right.
And that's the criticism we have of Ennis. It was a beautiful combination, throw 5-6 punches, but got hit with one big shot.
Instead, Boots landed a good body shot there in that exchange.
This is the fight we thought we'd see. Stanionis constantly trying to come forward, and Ennis trying to cut him off at the pass.
Yeah, no feeling out between these two guys, just going straight at it.
Stiff jab from Stanionis, who says boxing is all about timing.
Everything revolves around that shotgun jab of Stanionis, but if he can't have a stationary target to land, it's gonna be a lot harder to track down Ennis.
That was another good body shot from Boots Ennis. Left hand right in the breadbasket.
It's gonna be all body shots, man. That's how you're gonna slow down this tank. Is those body shots, those jabs, movement, lateral, moving to your left, right, switching orthodox, southpaw, showing everything you got.
Stanionis coming off a 336-day absence, only his second fight in 3 years.
Fight Night on DAZN, brought to you by that prize guy.
For the body. Look, Stanionis right there, he should be aiming for the body, even though he landed a good headshot right there. That's what Boots is guilty of. He leaves that head and chin a little bit too exposed, but this is also what Boots is known for. Vicious counter shots like that, running shots, beautiful uppercut. If that would have landed the chin, that would have done a lot more damage. You can expect more uppercuts and sharp counter punching by Ennis.
Chris, is this fight starting the way you thought it might?
Starting a little bit faster, but it's evolving into the fight I think I expected and most people expected. Good advice between rounds in the corner of Eimantas Stanionis. Marvin Simodio, his longtime trainer, saying if you're gonna throw that jab, you gotta throw something else behind it. You gotta let your hands go when you're exchanging.
There's those jabs you were calling for earlier from Stanionis, Sergio.
Yeah, but see, he needs to do it in. He needs to punch with Ennis. Ennis has a slightly faster hands. So if you're gonna be, Stanionis is either blocking or he's jabbing. He's gonna have to do a little bit of both at the same time.
Trying that wind-up uppercut, did Ennis. That's gonna be his punch, no doubt about it.
Now Ennis is just, he's shining right now, man. I mean, everything's just so smooth. He's not overloading on punches either.
It feels like we're seeing a decreased output from Stanionis than we've seen in previous fights. He's still walking Boots down, but unlike what we saw against Butayev and Maestre, he's not letting his hands go in those situations.
Yeah,
Boots is getting a little cute here, isn't he? Ate a right hand there in the corner.
I mean, that's how he always fights.
Oh, is that left hand? They're going to call it a knockdown? No, he says it's behind the head. A lot of the Lithuanians here in the arena, and there are a pretty good contingent of them voicing their displeasure.
No, Boots is so talented that he just takes his talent for granted, man. And sometimes he just gets a little, I guess lazy is the word, but a little overconfident. And that's when he can get checked.
And that left uppercut is landing consistently.
Those are hard shots by Ennis. See, that's the problem with that high guard defense. You know, defense like Winky right had, and fighters like Corte and Cloudy. They didn't get knocked out. Guys like that didn't get knocked out, but they got bruised up, they got beat, they got outpointed by fighters that are content hitting the gloves, going around the gloves, and of course stabbing the body.
Boots' team felt that, oh, nice jab there from Stanionis. Boots' team felt that Stanionis could bring out the best of Ennis, that we haven't seen the best of Boots yet because no one has taken him to that next level. Can this Lithuanian be the man to do it? He's grinded and lands a right hand, but a counter left for Boots.
And that's what Stanionis needs to do. He landed a counter right on his own. He punched with Boots. He's gonna have to go through the fire. Both of them landed big right hands.
Boots clearly has more pop, that's for sure. 29 knockouts in his 33 wins.
Right there. Listen, when you inside, yo, when you inside, I want you to have his hand up. and rip the uppercut up and bring that back up. Soon you throw it, bring it back up. Keep using that jab, Boot. Let me see some straight shots sometime. Put the combination.
There's that shot. That's what they're telling him right now. You got to be careful with those shots going up top, especially when you're against the ropes. But I love these uppercuts that he's throwing from far, but he needs to set up those uppercuts. And you can see that left hook around the head, pushing him down. That was no knockout. Good call by the referee. But right there, that's what he needs to be leery of, just keeping the head in the exact same place. More upper body movement for Ennis, and of course keep popping that jab.
3 entertaining rounds so far. Chris, has Stanionis won any of them?
No, I thought third round was probably his best round in terms of landed punches, but I think so far it's been a Boots Ennis fight. 3 rounds to none, 30-27. His power is just a difference maker at this stage.
Footwork is the difference in this stage, Chris. I'm telling you, this is a fight.
Land punches though. You got to throw punches.
No, I hear you, but Stanionis can't land a punch because he can't track down Boots. The only time he does land is when he throws with him, and they're both stationary. Good body shot there by Boots.
Yeah, these investments in the body, if they keep up, they're going to pay off in the later rounds.
Stanionis just looks so much smaller than Boots in there right now. He's used to that though. Stanionis was scheduled to face Virgil Ortiz Jr. 3 times. We talked about Boots avoiding him. Stanionis had to bow out the first date because of an emergency appendectomy. And the next 2 bouts canceled after Virgil Ortiz Jr. dealt with illness.
And see, there's another fighter in Virgil Ortiz that has that high guard defense and the same output, only he doesn't have the same jab that Stanionis had. That would have been a monster fight, man, because right now, Boots not only has the defense, the footwork, but the accuracy and power behind it.
Good right hand from Stanionis. He's getting his shots in, Chris. It's just not nearly the same power that Ennis has on his.
Yeah, he's got to put his combinations together a little bit more. Just the body work of Boots Ennis is so impressive at this stage, and he is one of the better body punchers in all of boxing. He's digging down there.
And look at slyly switching back to orthodox stance right now.
Looks like a small cut over the right eye or under the right eye of Stanionis.
Yeah, Stanionis said he prepared for both styles, brought in southpaws and orthodox fighters, lots of them to prepare for this fight.
Yeah, but none of them have this kind of natural gifted ability, man. I mean, speed, power, long arms. It's a beautiful, beautiful boxer puncher right here.
Boots has told us, listen, tonight's going to be my crowning achievement, my biggest moment. He envisions himself finishing Stanionis and celebrating in front of this very pro Boots crowd, and he's given him plenty to cheer about offensively and defensively.
He is schooling Stanionis so far as making him miss. I mean, you don't make champions miss 3-4 punches in a row like that.
Career high payday for Stanionis. This is his moment. Can he cash in? He's got work to do. April 26th, an old rivalry will be settled following their bad temper buildup, which of course involved a smashed egg on the face of Conor Benn. Chris Eubank Jr., Conor Benn squaring off in front of a sellout crowd at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in London. You can see it, Fatal Fury. Eubank Benn, buy it now on DAZN.com.
You have to feign, get out if you're not ready. Remember, if you're not ready, don't chase him. Just stay in the middle. Recover nice and loose and start with the jab. Okay? Don't wait too long. If you're in, shoot. Like bang, bang. You don't need big punches. You just need to touch him so you stumble.
Round 5. Sergio, what would your advice be to Eimantas Stanionis right now if you were in his corner?
Well, you got to get physical. You got to get in there. You got to fight fire with fire, man. You're going to get hit on the way in. But you have the white shoulders. You have those big biceps and forearms. You have that high guard. take the chances, and once you're in there, you got to let it rip, man, and especially downstairs. You got to bang away at the body, the ribs, anything that Boots gives you.
Yeah, haven't seen a lot of body work from Stanionis, certainly not to the level that we've seen from Boots.
Because Ennis is not allowing him. He's maintaining that range and distance with that long jab. And of course, that sharp upper body movement. I mean, look at that defense.
Here's Stanionis throwing some shots to the waistband. Trying to grind out some opportunities here in the corner. Look at the total punches landed. Ennis has landed 10 more. Power punches landed, over double for Boots, 35 compared to 14. Good right hand from Eimantas.
Good shot right there.
And then downstairs, upstairs. That's what you wanted to see when he got inside.
That's exactly what he needs to do. And what Boots needs to do, better pick up that left hand.
Whoa, nice left. This is the best round for Stanionis by far.
Boots better pick up that left hand. He's getting lazy with that, dropping that hand. Stanionis is catching on now. He caught on to the speed now and the timing. Good body shot there by Boots.
Stanionis, the WBA welterweight champion. Fighting for the ring belt, the lineal championship. That's become the gold standard in this sport.
I didn't think Ennis was gonna have this easy of a time out jabbing Stanionis. Stanionis has one of the best jabs in boxing, in the business.
Hey, he's winning this round though, you think?
In this round he's doing well.
There's that uppercut. Stanionis blocking those punches, but they're so powerful, they're still seemingly doing some damage, backing him up. And there's a bloody nose now as he lands a right hand, but eats a left of his own. Boots coming on here as Stanionis covers up. He's turning into a bloody mess. Boots so relaxed in there.
In the line of fire, man, I can't believe how relaxed this man is. It's incredible watching this. It's like he's fighting Stanionis in slow motion. He can see everything coming, man. He's like Neo in the Matrix in there. Dodging bullets, dodging punches, looking sharp.
Start shipping it to them. Hey, give me them angles.
Okay, we're landing punches. Yeah, very good. Not enough. So you have to smother him? Or far? After your punches?
Nice right hand right there landed by Stanionis. Sometimes Ennis rolls with those punches, you know, taking the power away from the punch, but most of the time they're landing pretty cleanly. But I think he's still doing the better punching, and you can see it by the blood in the nose of Stanionis and the fact that he finally had to take a step back.
Yeah, I thought that was a very good round for Eimantas Stanionis, right up until the final 30, 40 seconds when Boots Ennis started to tee off and really opened up the blood coming from that nose. So even in a round that Stanionis may have won, he took a lot of punishment.
I agree, yep.
Yeah, the two guys walking back to the ring, walking back to their corners, you know the judges are looking at Stanionis is pouring blood out of his nose. Boots still looks as fresh as a daisy in there. Man, but I feel like Stanionis is doing everything he can, Sergio. I mean, he's giving it his all.
Well, there's levels to championship boxing, man. I mean, it's just how incredible Boots is. I mean, it really is amazing watching this man up close. Because he's not running, he's not boxing, he's staying in the pocket looking for punches. He's punching in between the shots, risking danger.
There's your total punches landed in that last round. That feels a bit skewed. 19 of 68 from Ennis, 10 of 31 for Stanionis.
And notice, look, as soon as Boots gets near the ropes, he goes right back to the middle of the ring. That's another thing that Stanionis have been issues with. You know, you can't keep someone in the same space. You can't get him against the ropes.
Big swing and a miss there from Stanionis. As Boots fighting out in a southpaw stance now. They're doing that front foot battle. You really put your opponent at a disadvantage if you can step on top of his foot as you're throwing a punch. It's harder for him to move out of the way.
You know, Boots is the sharper fighter in part because he is most definitely the more active of the two fighters. Even though the two fights last year weren't his best performance, he still got 2 fights in. Eimantas Stanionis only got 1 and then was off for the entire year before that. So he's had to battle stops and starts in training camps, ring rust that he even admitted affected him in the Maestre fight. You know, we talk all the time, Sergio, activity does matter. And I think as this fight progresses, it's going to matter even more.
You know, activity matters especially for boxers, but, you know, whenever you have the style of Stanionis, you would think that it doesn't bother you as much. I think the footwork is bothering Stanionis. The fact that he can't compete with the foot speed of Ennis. And look, those body shots right there, that's Stanionis' kryptonite, I believe.
Yeah, he's shrinking, and now Boots teeing off with a left uppercut, and down goes Stanionis.
He softened him up to the body and came up with the uppercut. Boots knows exactly what he's doing. He's breaking down Stanionis.
The face tells the tale. Blood everywhere, and the body's not doing much better. Can Boots seal the deal here in round 6? 10 seconds to go. Stanionis still in there slinging his guns. And he'll make it to the end of the round. Richardson, Hitchens, Shakur Stevenson in the front row, appreciating what Boots is doing here tonight.
I don't need this. We don't need this. Understand? I know you want to fight. Okay? I'll stop the fight. Understand? I'll stop it. That's it? Yeah.
And they're going to wave it off. They have waved it off. Stanionis' corner has seen enough as Jaron Boots Ennis gets his crowning moment, the defining win of his career, and he's done it right here in Atlantic City.
No mas for the Lithuanian, and man, that was a beatdown, a professional championship-style beatdown by Boots Ennis, man. That was surgical, accurate, man. This is great. This is greatness we're watching. Greatness in the making.
Let me tell you something. Boots looked fantastic tonight. Sergio, if he takes that skill and that style up a weight class, I'm not sure he's not the best in that division,
That's what I'm talking about, Todd. This is greatness we're watching, man. And look, with a guy like this, he needs a guy that brings it out of him. You know, Karen Chukazian wasn't going to bring it out of Boots after 24 rounds. But a champion like Stanionis that was unblemished, unbeaten, so confident, everything going for him, that's what brings out the horse and the thoroughbred out of a fighter like Jaron Ennis.
And what do you think about the corner stopping it right there?
They knew they're outclassed. I think Samodio knows. Marvin Samodio in the corner of Stanionis. I mean, he comes from the wild card gym. He comes from the school as a protege of Freddie Roach. He knows what beatdowns do. He knows what one fight can actually set back a fighter. It was only a matter of time, man. That was just surgical.
Let's show you how the stoppage happened. A conversation with Stanionis. He didn't seem to put up much of an argument, did he?
He knew he was a beat man, and that's a man that's going to be a father any day now, man. And health comes first. He knows he got outclassed by a better man tonight, and there's no shame in that.
Boots Ennis said, I want to be undisputed in the welterweight division. He's got 2 of the belts, only 2 more to go. And that's the moment that Jaron Ennis picked up his 34th win. He's got 30 knockouts now, and there's not going to be a lot of criticism for Boots after this one.
No, it's not. And like he said, I'm going to show y'all. Yeah, he showed everyone, all right.
Said he would prove that he's the best in the world, and if you're Brian Norman Jr., Mario Barrios, you're looking at this. I don't know if they're going to be clamoring to get in the ring anytime soon with him.
I don't think they're going to want to get in with this monster, man. But look, Brian Norman Jr., I think he would compete as far as punching with Boots and as far as the power that it brings with him and the heart and the willingness to trade. But Mario Barrios, I think, will be a step down for a talent like Ennis.
Another fantastic fight coming your way Friday, May 2nd from New York City. Ryan Garcia and Rolly Romero in New York Times Square on DAZN pay-per-view. Also on the card, Devin Haney and Jose Ramirez and Teofimo Lopez and Arnold Barboza Jr. That's available to buy soon. David Diamante makes it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee David Fields calls a halt to this contest. The official time of the stoppage, 3 minutes of round number 6, declaring a winner by TKO. He's still undefeated. He's still the IBF and the new unified WBA and Ring Magazine welterweight champion of the world, Jaron Boots Ennis.
Well, Sergio, if Boots is going to get those opportunities against the 2 other champions, they're going to have to put out a lot of money for Matchroom. Eddie Hearn's going to have to open up the pocketbook. How do you convince one of those guys who you think aren't even as good as Stanionis to step in the ring against this killer?
Money talks, man, and look, if anyone has that treasure chest of money, it's Matchroom and Eddie Hearn. I think they want to become. Jaron Ennis has he has a long way to go, but he has a lot of belts to pick up in many divisions. This is a multi-division talent that we had here, so it's worth investing, man. I mean, this is a guy that's going to be special, one of the all-time greats, man. I could just see it.
Well, let's hear what he has to say. He's standing by with Chris Mannix.
Oh, Boots, congratulations. You got 3 pieces of hardware now around your waist, now the unified champion.
Yeah.
You said you wanted to make a statement tonight here in the ring, show that you were still one of the best in the world. Was that the statement you were looking for?
Yeah, I mean, I think I did, but I want to go back and watch it. You know, I feel like I was, you know, just getting in my groove, starting getting loose and having fun. And my dad told me, just keep pressing, you're going to stop me. And what's crazy was I had a dream that I was going to stop him just like this in the 7th round. But, you know, things happened. It came true.
That was a terrific fighter you had in front of you, undefeated guy, former Olympian. You might have won every single round, plus that 10-8 round. What was working for you in the ring tonight?
The biggest part was just me having my fun, being myself, and having a live body in front of me. When I got a live body in front of me, y'all see what happened. I put on a show. I had my fun. I show you speed, power, defense. I show you a little bit of inside game. I show you everything. And I feel like I said, when I got a live body in front of me, it's a whole different story. You're going to see a whole different Boots, and I'm going to keep taking it to the next level.
Body shots in this game are an investment. You were invested in that body very early in this fight. Could you feel yourself softening him up as the rounds went on?
Yeah, I felt him softening him up. I feel like I can go to the body as much as I wanted to. He was much shorter in the ring. Like, the way he fight, he like kneeled down. So when I was trying to really go to his body, it was like, I was like, I got to switch it up. I got to give something different. So, you know, and I did that, and I still found a way to get to that body still. And, yeah, it's that time.
You were already a recognized world champion. Why was it so important to you to win a title in the ring?
It was very important for me. You know, like I said, for this IBF belt right here, I was the interim champ, and I was elevated. I woke up one morning, and I was world champion. I never actually fought for this belt, you know, and I finally was able to fight for the WBA or fight for another title and take it from the man and beat him. You know, it's a blessing, you know, and that's everything I always wanted, you know, and it felt way better than sitting in the bed, waking up, and I was the IBF champ.
Did it surprise you at all that he didn't come out for that last round?
No, I mean, he's a great fighter. You know, he's a good guy, you know, but like I said, every round, I just was getting in my bag, getting in my groove, loosening up, having fun. And I feel like I was just picking it up. And, yeah.
You faced some criticism over the last few months, criticism that I know bothered you. How much of that did you bring into the ring tonight?
I definitely brought some of that in here with me. You know, they still ain't seen nothing yet, though. You know, I got a long way to go. You know, I'm just getting started. The party just getting started.
3 belts now around your waist. Is it more belts or is it move up?
You know, I'm gonna enjoy my victory. You know, enjoy these belts. You know, take some time with the fam, talk to the team, and we're going to see what's next.
Is becoming undisputed, though, part of your plan?
We'll see. You know, like I said, we'll see. Let me enjoy this victory. You know, chill with my fam and talk to my dad, my team, and but yeah, make sure y'all come to the after party. Meet me at the spot.
Congratulations, Boots.
Thank you. I appreciate everybody coming out. Philly, Jersey, Tri-State, New York, Delaware, Baltimore, DC. If I'm missing anybody, even everybody that traveled all over, even Lithuanian people. I want to thank Eddie, Matchroom. Appreciate y'all. You know, many more things to come, many more blessings to come. Shout out to my brother too.
No question about that. Congratulations. Well done. Eddie, we'll bring you in here. And Eddie, you said to me before this fight you wanted to see this man make a statement. Was that what you wanted to see?
What a wonderful, humble man. Not from me. Tear up the pound-for-pound list. This is one of the finest fighters in the sport. Tonight, that was a performance of one of the best fighters in the sport of boxing. Now the unified world champion, Ring Magazine champion, by far the best fighter in the division. He's going to be around for a long time, 47, 54, 60. It's all coming. You're witnessing true greatness. Now he'll make his way onto the pound-for-pound list. We've got to fight the other champions. The future is so bright. He's the future of the sport of boxing. And what a great man from a great city in Philadelphia. You should all be so proud of him because he carries your city around with him everywhere he goes. We'll be back in Philly soon. But tonight, I'm walking away. We've been saying for a while, we want a performance where we can stand on the ropes and scream and shout that this is the best fighter in the world. We got all of that tonight against a great champion. It was the best be the best, but it was a walk in the park for true greatness, a true pound-for-pound star in Jaron Ennis. It's going to be around for a long time.
I would say, Boots, you've learned not to make any predictions immediately after the fight from what happened the last time. But Eddie, you're going to be making some decisions, helping him make those decisions. What's your first call on Monday?
Listen, the first call is Boots wanted to unify. He wanted to fight the champions. People criticised him about not moving up and not fighting for a belt. He said, all I want to do is fight the champions, win other belts. We stayed patient and it paid off tonight. Now we'll sit as a team, Bozy, Everett, got such a great team of people. And by the way, this is a guy that's tracing greatness. He's making money and the money will come, but that's not the important thing to Boots Ennis. It's about legacy and it's about proving to everyone that he's the best fighter in the world. And he's a joy to work with because all he wants to do is give the fans the best fights. And he will do that consistently over the next 5, 6, 7 years. This is a true, true champion. And what you saw tonight was just a snippet of what's to come. There's so many names I want to call out, but I'm not going to do it. Tonight belongs to Jaron Ennis. What a star, what a fighter.
Got it. Congratulations, Eddie. Congratulations, Boots. Phenomenal performance.
Phenomenal indeed. And Sergio, as I mentioned a little earlier, I don't know who's going to be jumping up and down saying, I want Boots next.
Nobody. And that's the reason, you know, they haven't been. For a long time, man. For a long time, Boots has been under the radar, you know. Only the people that know the sport really well, people on this side of the East Coast in Philly, know what this man could do. All he needed was a promoter. All he needed was the stage and the slot on these events to shine, man. And that's exactly what he did. That's a dangerous guy, man. No one's going to want to call that guy out.
Well, Eddie Hearn is his promoter, and his job is to promote Boots Ennis. He said now he should be on the top 10 pound-for-pound list.
I agree.
Well, who you booting off? Nakatani, Benavidez, Gervonta Davis?
Listen, man, that's a unified champion right there. I'm knocking off Tank Davis. That's the first one I'm knocking off because Tank Davis is yet to, you know, do it on the championship level. He's not even picking off champions. This guy just picked off a legitimate one.
Chris Mannix joining us back ringside. I just asked Sergio, do you agree with Eddie Hearn that this man now should be on the top 10 pound-for-pound list?
I think he's flirting with it. No question about that. Top 15, certainly inside that top 20. That was the performance that we had come to expect from Boots Ennis when he was beating guys like Sergey Lipinets and Roy Monvilla. You know, a few bumps on the road last year, but now this win against a very good fighter. Make no mistake, Eimantas Stanionis is an excellent fighter, and Boots made it look easy in there in the ring. That is certainly going to elevate him on the pound-for-pound list, and I think there'll be some people that give him strong consideration.
Well, let's show you again how he got it done. Stanionis gave it all he had, Sergio, but all he had wasn't good enough.
He got it done. Boots got it done by softening up this guy to the body. You know, the thing about Stanionis is that high guard will get him in trouble because he exposes too much body. Look, see those stabbing shots to the midsection? That was slowly taking away the legs and the conditioning and opening up uppercuts and coming around the ground, busting up the nose of Eimantas Stanionis. And look, not forgetting the body on both sides, touching him up, coming upstairs. And this is when you knew Stanionis was looking for a way out, and Boots made Stanionis take a knee, man. He forced him to put the knee in Stanionis.
And then the corner doing what I think everybody would agree was the right thing to say, hey, we don't have a path to victory. Let's get out while we're still relatively healthy. And Ennis gets his moment. He mentioned that he was, in some regards, felt like a paper champion. The title was handed to him. Tonight, he earned the unification, including the Ring Magazine belt. And Eddie Hearn said, I don't want to call out names. Boots didn't want to call out names. Chris, if you're the kingmaker, who's he fighting next?
I'll call it a name. Brian Norman, 147-pound champion, just fought a couple of weeks ago. I thought Brian Norman would be here tonight. Apparently he's on vacation, just coming off a fight. Fine. I still would have wanted to be here to be in a position to build up a potential Boots fight, but those are two.
Didn't they offer him a lot of money already? He turned it down?
They made him an offer, but look, if you're Brian Norman's team, you're probably going to get more money if that offer comes around again for this summer. That would be my preference. Boots Ennis against Brian Norman, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, two undefeated top-level guys. I would love to see that fight next.
Sign me up. That's exactly what needs to happen next. Look, all credit to Mario Barrios, but he's already been beat, on the top level. I want another version of what we just saw. Two undefeated champions going at it to collect all the belts.
Let me say this. If he fights Norman Jr., Boots will probably be an 8-1 favorite, 6-7-1 favorite. I want Virgil Ortiz Jr. Why not? Make the jump, make the money. That is a big, big, mega money fight.
Yeah, but I don't think that, look, I'm not poo-pooing that fight. I would still want to see it. I don't think that fight's going anywhere. I think Virgil is going to keep winning, still be on top, but I think that fight could happen at 154 down the road.
Here are the power punches landed. Boots, 65 of 198 for a 33% clip. Stanionis landed 29 of them. Some good shots for the Lithuanian, but it just didn't slow the freight train down. That is Boots Ennis.